Well, I asked the same thing that everybody asked, and I was like, "Are you related to Christian?" She's like, "No, I'm not." But I'm like, "Stone, it must be." And she's like, "No, I'm not. I'm my own woman." I was like, "I like to hear that." Greetings, Spotlight Signature Studios. This is the ball guy in the red tie and Miss Susan Ebert coming here with an agent that's oh so bright underneath the spotlights, because that's what the show's all about, isn't it, Susan?
Yes, sir, it is.
And today we have not Mrs. Christian Stone. No. Not, hey, is Christian Stone your brother? No. Hey, is he a cousin of your second cousin? No.
And he's not my son.
He's not your son. I know, when that other lady said that, I was like, ooh, those are fighting words right there. But Miss Karen Stone,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So that's why I asked you, because the very first thing when I saw the name Stone, I just like, oh, they must be related to Christian Stone, but you're not.
No. And I get it all the time. Everyone's either like, oh, I talked to your husband, I talked to your brother, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know, until I actually know I'm going to have to talk to him like a second time or a third time. Then I'll be like, okay, we're not related at all.
Clarify for him.
We just have the same last name. Yeah. So we're not related. But yeah, I mean, sometimes we fight like we're related. But,
Yes.
But no, we're not.
And so for those who don't know, Christian Stone is one of the top agents here in the Valley and then also in this office. And Karen Stone is on his team. So not only do you have the same name, but you're on the same team.
Correct.
So I guess that's good for branding purposes.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone and Associates.
And now
Yeah.
people just come behind your back and ask me if you're related. And if I like them, I say no. And if I don't, I go, yes, they are.
Well, I have family that's like, oh, you started your own business and you're doing so great. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm Stone and Associates. Yes, I am.
Damn right.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
Thanks.
Wow.
Permanent chinks.
So one of our favorite questions here in the studio, especially in the real estate business, is how did you get into real estate? Because it's not like a common career path. A lot of people just wake up and they're like, oh, cool, I'm going to grow up, be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm going to be a real estate agent. So how did that whole
Well,
decision?
I never had any of those three thoughts. No doctor, no lawyer, no real estate.
Good company.
Yeah. But I was actually working for an investor flipping houses. And a friend of mine, Molly Levine, worked there as well. And we'll just say stuff kind of went sour with that investor.
Sure.
So at that time, Molly had her license. And she's like, well, why don't you, get your license? And I was like, okay, how hard can it be? I'm going to make a shit ton of money and see all these people all the time. It's
That's what
super
everybody's thought
easy.
is, right?
Yeah.
So I did. I wasn't one of those ones that passed the test the first time. I won't say how many times it took me, but I
Third time's a
did.
charm for me. So yeah.
So around there.
Mhm.
But so got my license and then, just kind of went to work and it was not easy. Yeah, it's a lot harder to get people to, sell their house with you or use you
Well,
as
when
a
they have
buyer's agent.
5,000 other options in
Right.
just this local area, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah. So did a lot of open houses in the beginning. I would do 2 open houses each day, each Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
And then I would do some during the week as well.
Mhm.
So needless to say, I did get burnt out on open houses. But
So you were telling me earlier that you absolutely love open houses because you
yeah.
love putting signs out.
It's just my favorite thing. Just wake up on Saturdays and like, yes, get to go get your horns blown at you, and people try to
Yeah,
run
but
you over.
that's because you're cute walking down the street.
Oh well,
That's a
you know.
compliment, not an insult.
And you just happen to be carrying a sign with your phone number on it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yep. Like 10 of them. Yeah.
For a good time.
Oh, yeah. I'll sell you this house. So interesting. So when was this? Was this a couple years ago?
It was 4.5 years ago when I got my license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
And then so did you come here and start working right away with Christian, or did you go with another
No,
office? and
yeah,
brokers?
I was with a different office
Mhm.
in the beginning. It just wasn't a super great fit. I kind of wanted an office that had a lot more motivation, training, successful people.
Sure.
So in that meantime, I switched to a different broker and it was still kind of the same thing. Talking to Molly about it, and she was like, hey, well, this guy, Christian Stone, is looking for a buyer's agent. So hit him up. Took him a few weeks to get back to me. But I just kept hounding him and hounding him and hounding him. And here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Molly is such a people connector.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like she knows everybody
Yeah.
in this industry.
Yeah, she's
locally.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She was the first, when I wrote my first offer,
Mm-hmm.
had no idea what I was doing. So literally I called up Molly and I took her to Chili's, and we're in Chili's
Filling
with the
out an offer.
laptop. She's showing me how to do an offer, you
Yeah.
know, like that's just the type of person she is.
Yeah.
So
Aww.
yeah.
We love you, Molly.
We
Yeah.
love you, Molly. She was our receptionist for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. She was the best.
She's great.
Yeah, she was awesome.
So
So that's interesting. So you got into real estate, and then so you joined up with Christian Stone and just were a success overnight.
that was
Was that
no,
easy?
no. So I've been with him for 3 years now, probably 3 years, I think. And in the beginning, it was him and I, and then another buyer's agent. But that one didn't really work out either. So mainly, it's just been kind of Christian and I for the past 3 years, and then slowly got a few other agents on and assistant, stuff like that. But
So it took a while to kind of build up, even though you're on the team atmosphere. Okay.
yeah. But I feel like on a team, there's just constant pushing,
Yeah.
accountability, coaching, training. If I didn't want to go do an open house, it's like, no, you're going to do an open house.
Well, Christian is probably the ideal person for that kind of a thing because
Yeah.
he's driven, he's ambitious, he's disciplined, which
Yeah.
a lot of people lack in real estate,
Yeah.
myself included.
Yeah.
But he is very much, to the grind and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I learned a lot really quick. But yeah, it even still was like a good, 3-4 months before I got my first deal, on the team, which I know isn't like a super long time, but considering the fact that I had only done like 2 deals my entire time before, and then just started doing deals when I got with, Christian's team.
And so how'd that feel when you got your first check?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the best feeling?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That first is,
I
you'll
know.
never forget it.
And then it was like I opened up one escrow and then I opened up another escrow. And then so then I kind of I'm I'm making so much money, let's go to dinner, and then I'm like, closings came and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
where's the next one, So it's still staying consistent, was one of the huge things I learned right away.
Yeah.
Still got to keep pushing and keep doing the stuff that you do daily to get the deals into escrow.
That's cool.
So.
So are you a Southern California girl?
Yep. So born and raised down in the Vista Oceanside area, North County. We moved to Idaho when I was in middle school, and then it wasn't for me. And my mom at that time, Idaho was pretty rednecky. And my mom was like, she is not marrying someone from up here. So we moved back. And then, so we've been back ever since. My family's still up there now, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so
So-
do you live in Temecula?
Yep,
Okay.
live in Temecula.
I just heard her family are rednecks. I don't know if
My
you got that out of that
family
last.
is definitely redneck.
Well, I didn't flinch.
You
because
know you're a redneck when.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
from Bakersfield, so I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, rednecks, yeah. I know.
That might be one of the clips to get rid of. Yeah.
No,
No,
that's the good
Jeff
stuff.
Foxworthy is good.
Yeah.
There's some funny stuff out there.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you've really kind of seen this whole area really develop over the past 10,
Yeah.
15 years.
Yes. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's for sure.
If you had a time machine, go back and buy some real estate.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember I was working in Escondido at a car dealership, and a girl was buying a house in Temecula Hills, and we're like, where in the heck is that? And it's like 30 minutes, which is so far away,
Right.
Like, I cannot believe you're about to do that. She paid like $170,000 for it, and I just thought she was crazy. Now I'm like, wow. No.
You can't.
It's, yeah.
You can buy half a condo for
Right?
that.
Yeah.
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 So how did you meet Susan then?
Well, through Christian, obviously, when we switched brokers, and yeah, couldn't be happier.
And then we
Yeah.
lived happily ever
Yeah.
after.
The end.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. Why'd you have his last name? Are you guys related? I did all the. Yeah.
We should just start saying yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or make it really elaborate. Like,
Yeah.
well, his second cousin married my uncle.
You know what? I haven't
And-
tried that.
just
Maybe
get-
I should.
Where
Yeah.
they feel dumb for asking.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Luckily, his wife is super cool, so she's not like, can't have anyone on with the same last name or gets offended or anything. So luckily for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be on the team. Yeah.
Disqualified by your name.
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, it was exciting when they came, because it changes the whole dynamic whenever somebody new comes over and it's a producing real estate agent and I don't know them that well yet. I only know the reputation and the history, which sometimes is good and sometimes is extremely scary. I'm a risk taker, though. And Christian was that to me. I was a little bit starstruck and I was like, yay. But then when she came, I was like, oh, everything's going to be okay.
I feel like I even him
Not
out
that there's
sometimes.
anything wrong with him.
You're a balancing act.
Yeah. You really do complement each other.
Yeah.
As
we
teammates.
work well together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's cool.
It's
So
one of
what
those
is
things that just kind of fits.
what does a normal day look like for you?
It just depends. If I was better at being on a schedule, I could say exactly what my normal day looks like. But I mean, in the mornings, I definitely do all my follow-up and lead follow-up and emails, keep up on escrows or whatever. If I don't have showings in the morning or in the afternoon, I try and go preview property. I'm trying to hit a lot more on my sphere because I kind of feel like it's changed for me over the past year and a half, that getting kind of more referrals on that side of things. So it's just been kind of a shift. So I'm trying to, reach out to them, but not in that reach out to them in the salesperson-y way.
Yeah.
And then just contact as many people as possible, see who wants to buy real estate.
I know, but isn't it fun when you all of a sudden have that referral base and you have that past history and then you go to them and they loved you and they pass you on?
I'm learning, though, because I feel that maybe I just overthink it. Working with friends and family is so much different than working with somebody that was a Zillow call or, a sign call. So not that you treat them any different, but there is definitely if things go bad, it's going to be really awkward at Thanksgiving dinner, yeah. So it's been interesting. Yeah. So just trying to
I almost
my way
feel
through
like
that part,
you have to be more professional with friends and family than you do complete strangers because they have a higher expectation of you. And I think we go backwards and we get relaxed, and then they want your commission check and stuff. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been a difficult question for me with commission with family. Yeah. Because it should be nothing. Yeah. So just trying to explain to them that we still provide a service, and
my
if your uncle,
won't let me.
Well, if their brother was a doctor, would you ask him to do surgery on you for free? So. Mm-hmm. But some people take that better than other people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
just
a
been
weird
different
conversation to have. Mm-hmm. And we're one of the few professions where people feel like they can ask that. You wouldn't ask your doctor, your lawyer, or whatever.
Right? Yeah.
To do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
Yeah. But yeah, the shifting over to friends and family has been fun. But yeah, it's just a whole different learning process as well.
Do you guys coach?
We were in the Mike Ferry organization for a while. He's not doing it anymore. He's just kind of doing his own coaching. And I know he's doing the stuff with Area Syndicate. And he passes all that. Anything that he does, he passes along to us as a team. No problem.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so do you like that kind of coaching and training?
I do. Yeah. I like hearing all different types of coaching and training because I don't think there's one right way to do it. And I think you can learn something from everybody. Yeah. And you don't have to completely go by it, but there's always going to be one or two things that you're going to be like, ooh, I like that. Yeah. You don't need to try that. So I think coaching is huge.
I like cafeteria coaching where you're like, ooh, I like some of this, I like
exactly.
some of this, and then you put it all together and make your own thing,
yes.
and then you sell that as a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I never heard of cafeteria coaching.
I made it up. Trademark. Trademark.
I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, right? A little bit of cold call, a little bit of this. Yeah. Well, Susan always likes to ask personal questions, so go for it, Susan.
Here we go.
Alrighty.
This is you have to answer the question really fast session. No, not really. What's your favorite color?
Probably black or white. Honestly, I don't. Yeah.
You can have those colors.
Yeah, black and white.
No one's here to judge your
I
favorite
don't
color.
think you've ever seen me outside of black and white clothing. So.
She said to the person in black and white.
Yeah. It's
Oh, okay, favorite food.
oh. Anything like comfort food. Like, give me the potatoes, give me the steak, and yeah, definitely a comfort food. Yeah.
Do you like to cook?
I hate cooking.
What's your favorite thing to not cook?
Everything.
I don't either.
I hate cooking.
So it's Grubhub. You're like best
Oh my
friends?
God, I
Do you
love Grubhub.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
do?
eat out a lot, which is where those commission checks really come in handy sometimes. Yeah, we eat out a lot. Yeah. And I hate cheese. I will definitely say that. Like, I cannot stand cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
At all? Not
No.
even pizza?
I usually pick it off a pizza.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I don't like
No, it's not insane. It's okay.
cheese. Yeah, I don't like cheese.
Okay, how many babies do you have?
One.
How old is this baby?
She's going to be 18.
So it's a baby girl.
Baby girl.
What's her name?
Hannah.
And what's she going to be when she grows up?
Real estate.
Hey, Mom, if you could do it, I could. Definitely do it.
And honestly, she'll kill it way more than like what I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, do you love having a little grown up in your house? I know they're
It's-
not all the way grown up because
She's
we're grown
pretty
ups,
grown
but
up.
isn't
Yeah.
that it? Isn't that one of the funnest things?
Yeah, I love. People always say that they didn't like the teenage years and all that. Like, I loved the teenage years with her. Like, she's just been so easy. I didn't like the baby stage.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not my thing. Yeah. You know, so having teenage years has been a lot of fun.
So what's your favorite thing to do as a family together?
We go to the desert. Yeah,
And what do you do there?
we go in dune buggies and dirt bikes and yeah.
I think it's so
Dunes
fun.
and
I see all this
dirt
stuff on
and-
Facebook and I'm like, oh, they're getting dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good way to get dirty.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's definitely our thing.
And does she drive?
Well, we just got a new car, so she hasn't driven this one yet. But when we had the other one, yeah, it was usually a fight between her and my husband of who was going to drive.
Is she a good driver?
Yeah, she's a good driver.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
where do you see yourself in 5 years?
probably here. Yep, still
Doing
working with
another
Christian.
podcast 5 years later?
Yeah,
Have your own show.
You could.
I don't know.
The Stone Light.
Oh, a nice story to it.
Look at us. We both oohed you.
Cafeteria coaching. That's my specialty.
Like, do you want to increase your production?
I do.
Do you want a different
Yeah.
system in place? Want an
I
investment
want
flip?
to. That's on my actually list for this year. Is I want to do. I want to do a flip, and I would like to own a few properties, rental properties in 5 years, but definitely increase production and make some more money.
So,
Yeah.
what do you know what your cap is on happiness? Like the level of money that you would want to make? Like, I know my answer to that. I don't need to go fight to make more. I know that when I get here, I'm just totally happy with it. Do you have one of those?
I know. I say the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sky is at about 350,000.
I feel
And
like.
then I'm good. I don't feel like I have to do any more than that.
I
Like
don't know.
I'm satisfied and I'm happy.
Well, I mean, I'm satisfied now, but I mean, that still isn't. I'm not satisfied to where I'm like, I made my quota. I'm not gonna do anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of addicting. You start getting those numbers and those commission checks, and you're like, all right, well, what's next? You know, like
Yeah.
I want to go to the bank again.
Yeah.
So it's sky's the limit.
It is exciting, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So when you're helping a buyer, what's
Mm-hmm.
your favorite thing to do with a buyer?
The buyers are. It's the story of the buyers.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds cheesy, but that's by far how they got to where they're at now, of whether they're purchasing, their first home or relocating to be closer to their grandparents or grandkids, whatever it might be. Even like I've had one that he wanted to prove his ex-girlfriend wrong. So he bought a house and he was the one that like cried when I gave him the keys. Like, so it's the story of how they've gotten to where they're at, whether good or bad. And then of course at the end, just giving them the keys is just like, it's just, yeah.
I know. It
gives
makes
me
you cry,
goosebumps.
doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really,
It makes
it's a
lot of
huge
the headaches
blessing.
worth
Yeah.
it.
Headaches. There's
Yeah.
headaches in real estate?
No, well, you know. Yeah, it is what it is.
Some days.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your funniest story or something that happened while you were showing properties, out showing properties?
Well, I've fallen on my face a few times.
No!
Yeah.
This isn't funny.
After the fact, I didn't hurt myself, but yeah,
You tripped?
yeah.
Like in front of them?
Yeah.
On a step?
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
So I've done that.
Did they pick you up?
It was very awkward. And then I'm like, I'm fine. So did you see this room over here?
'Cause you got a bone sticking out your
Right?
leg. It's all right, I'm fine. I'll walk it off.
But funny.
Have you ever walked in and someone was in the house and you didn't expect them to be there? And they didn't have clothes on or anything like that?
Well, not to that extent, but yes, I have shown up to a property where, for one, the house completely reeked of weed.
Uh-huh.
And these buyers were not into that. And then, so we walked around the corner and she came out in her robe.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was a little awkward. And of course, it's like, oh, I didn't know you were coming. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Did you go put some clothes on?
We're selling the house,
Not you.
not the thing that's in it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, unless it would have made the deal go through, then whatever. But for
Gotta
these
do it.
buyers, no, that wouldn't have worked.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got lost in thought.
Oh,
I
okay.
started thinking about
I would say you're thinking about that seller, huh?
the person in the robe. I'm like, hey.
I had it once.
Yeah.
And we walked in and we had looked at the whole downstairs area. And then we were going to walk upstairs and they were over by the kitchen. And I came to go up the stairway and this really pretty naked girl just was walking out of the bathroom in the shower to get to her restroom. And I couldn't unseen it, see it. And we both went, ah!
Did she not know you were going to be there?
We totally had an appointment.
Yeah.
Went in every time.
I
you
just
know,
don't get it.
yeah, like when you show a house, don't you scream something? I always used to scream, honey, I'm home. You know what I mean? Just to have that
No.
warning, something comical to bring attention that I was going to be in.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had talked and we were in there for 10 minutes and then to go upstairs and oh my gosh, I just felt so bad. I'm like, oh yeah, we're not gonna.
I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
When I
Walked
was-
into bedrooms and there's people just sleeping in bed.
I've had that a few times, but like I knew it was like a chance that like sellers might be there, but typically that means they're gonna open up the door for you,
Yeah.
not be in the bedroom laying in bed.
Yeah, just sound
Yeah.
asleep.
I find that's usually like the tenant situations.
Well, don't you hate it when it says on the MLS, like, it's occupied. You can tell it's occupied, and they're like, just go direct.
I know.
And so you still text and make an appointment. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, did you confirm it with your sellers or not?
Yeah.
Because I don't like walking in on people. It's always awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Okay, so do you do listings too?
Yes, I do both.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing about a listing?
Primarily buyers, but
Yeah.
well, listings, it's nice because the buyers come to you,
Right?
versus me showing, 9 million houses and none of them are the one. So that part's nice. Yeah, that's
Do you like to market properties?
like on like social media and stuff.
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Like after you take a listing, I always love watching all the real estate agents and the teams how they market properties, from the flyer to the open house flyers to the what they're doing with their videos, their drone videos. I love that part.
See,
Like
that's
that's my
more-
favorite part of the
the
listing.
art
Does your team take care of that for you?
Yeah, Christian does a lot of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
or Vicky does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll post it on like my Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but I'd see what you're talking like. I see all these other ones and they look amazing, and I feel like mine looks like a 2-year-old did it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, because did you use this?
Christian's just more of the social media king, So just leave, that thing of like stick with what you're good at. So just let him do that part.
Smart.
It's so smart. Oh.
Well, Susan, final thoughts?
Yes, I always have them.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to die someday.
Well, not
that is
today.
your final thought.
I just want to say that the first time I met you, it's the same thing I look at every single time. Look at her sparkly eyes. Like she has those sparkly, happy eyes. Look at the camera. Look at see now, smile.
What that?
Yeah, that. Yeah. See, she has really sparkly,
Oh
happy
my
eyes.
You do.
And
Thank
I
you.
think that just shines the light into the world and everyone that is around. And I don't get to see you a whole bunch, but
know,
every
yeah.
time you're walking in, I know that you're doing something wonderful, another human being,
Thank you.
for another human being. And I'm thankful to be a part of the tapestry of the life that is yours. I'm thankful
The
that you
stone
make
light.
me look the stoned light. The stone light.
Not
the
stoned.
stone-
Again, stone.
I'm thankful that you make me look good out there. So thank you. Keep doing it. See you in 5 years. 5 investment properties. Now I know.
Mhm.
You're in trouble now.
Accountability. Yep. Accountability.
Oh.
Well, I'm just happy to know that you are not related to Christian, because that was a big mystery in my
Yes.
mind for many years. And but this was actually the first day we met, so it was just kind of nice because I've seen you online and stuff like that. So it's always kind of nice to meet in person.
Yeah.
And to have you underneath these big,
Yeah.
bright spotlights.
I think I saw you in CVS before. I think you were doing your passport with your son.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, I haven't met him, and I know he's in my office. Like, I'm just gonna leave it.
Well, that's the thing is, you know when you recognize each other, but neither person wants to go.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to feel silly, like, oh, that's not that person, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's never
Anyways.
bothered you. Though.
No,
Have
I
you ever
just
gone
say
in public with Susan somewhere? Oh wow, it's fun.
No, I don't think so. But apparently I need to.
So I went to the post office with her about 6 months ago, and she starts singing my Ball Guy Red Tie jingle in the post office. Because, everyone's just, like, staring at the phones,
Right.
like, trying to ignore each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, everybody, does anybody need to buy or sell real estate? And yeah, that's
Did
what,
you get anyone?
No, but somebody's husband was there.
Yeah, one of our agents' husband was in the line, and she's texting. He's texting and says, "I think your boss is in the post office right now."
So I highly recommend for a good time, go out to Susan Ebert.
Oh, if we go out and eat, you will convert the waitress.
Yeah.
The server always needs to list her by, or their family member does.
Someone does.
Yep.
Well, Karen, I think you're on a great path. You're on a great team. You're in a great office. So life is doing really good. And your daughter's almost 18, which means you
I'm almost
fulfilled
free.
your parental duties
Yeah.
to legal age. So
Right.
congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And we look forward to all the success in your life and in your business. And thanks for being here at Signature Real Estate Group.
Thanks, you guys.
And that's it for this episode of the Signature Studio Spotlight Series with Karen Stone, Susan Ebert, the ball guy in the red tie, saying see you in escrow. Bye.
Bye.